Most single guys aren't actually single, not because they are secretly in a relationship, but because they are acting like a boyfriend to ladies they are not dating. And that behavior could cost you the relationship you actually want. Now, if you don't want that, I encourage you to apply these 7 rules to your female friendships. And at the end, I'll give you some questions to help you evaluate your female friendships. Before we dive in, when I say female friendships, I mean ladies you interact with regularly but have no intention of pursuing. Alright, the first rule is to know yourself first. And by that, I mean being honest about what kind of guy you are. Can you have close female friends without catching feelings? Or are you the kind of guy who will eventually develop feelings if you spend enough time with a lady? Neither answer makes you a bad person, but knowing the answer changes everything. Because the rules you need depend on who you are. Research actually shows that men are more likely to interpret friendliness from a woman as romantic interest than women are. So some guys genuinely struggle to keep things strictly platonic as just friends. Not because they want to, but because of how attraction works. So before you apply any of the other rules, be honest with yourself about this one first. Because if you know you catch feelings easily, your rules need to be stricter. And that's not a weakness, that's self-awareness. The second rule is make your intentions clear. Research found that one of the most common problems in opposite gender friendships is what they call friendship romance confusion, where nobody is sure what the friendship actually is. And that confusion always ends badly for someone. So from the start, be clear about what this is. Don't make it weird. Don't make it awkward. Just be honest. If she knows you're not interested in pursuing her, and you know the same, the friendship has a clear foundation. Without that clarity, someone is always reading more into it than is actually there. The third rule is don't be a therapist, and don't let her be yours. This one is probably the most dangerous one on this list. And most guys don't even realize they are crossing it. Here's what it looks like. She calls you when she's going through something. You are always there. You talk for hours. She vents. You listen. You become a go-to person for everything emotional. Or the other way around. You start leaning on her for support, telling her things you wouldn't tell your guy friends. Psychology calls this emotional enmeshment. And what happens is the emotional closeness starts to blur the line between friendship and something more, without either of you planning for it. Don't get me wrong, you can still be supportive, but spread your emotional support across multiple people, not just her. Because when one person carries the full weight of your inner world, the friendship becomes something it was never meant to be. The fourth rule is don't use her as a stand-in girlfriend. This one is easy to miss because it happens slowly. You're not dating her, but you text her every day. You go out together regularly. She's the first person you call when something happens. You are getting all the benefits of a relationship without any of the commitment. Psychology calls this boundary erosion, and it's unfair to her. Imagine this is what another guy is doing to your future partner somewhere. Would you like that? While you think you are just friends, she might be experiencing something completely different. And that's being dishonest to yourself. Because deep down, you know that what you are doing looks a lot more like a relationship than a friendship. The fifth rule is watch your time and access. How much time and access you give someone communicates your level of interest, whether you say it out loud or not. Late night calls, texting all the time, always being available for her. Research on digital communication shows that constant messaging creates a sense of closeness that doesn't always match the actual intention. You might think you're just being a good friend, but what you are communicating is something different. So be intentional. You don't need a number if you have no real reason to have it. You don't need to be texting her at midnight. You don't need to be her first call for everything. Limit the time and access intentionally. Not because you don't value the friendship, but because how you manage your time and access tells a story. And make sure it's telling the right one. The sixth rule is avoid going out one-on-one for fun. Groups over one-on-one. When you go out alone together in settings that look like a date, it sends a signal to her, to you, and to everyone watching. Research confirms that one-on-one settings create emotional intimacy faster than group settings. And that intimacy can lead somewhere neither of you planned for. This doesn't mean you can never be alone with a female friend, but be intentional about the context. A work meeting is different from a dinner and a movie. Know the difference. And when in doubt, bring others. The seventh rule is physical boundaries. Your body language communicates something, whether you intend it to or not. Psychology calls this proxemics. It's how physical contact sends signals in relationships. And research consistently shows there's a mismatch between what one person thinks they are communicating and what the other person is receiving. You might think a long hug is just friendly. She might be reading it completely different. So Keep it simple. A handshake, a side hug with your hand placed appropriately. Hold your ear like this. No holding her waist. No unnecessary touching. No lingering physical contact. And one more thing on this. Watch your compliments. Telling her she looks good regularly sends a romantic signal, whether you mean it to or not. It's not that complimenting a woman is wrong. It's the pattern of doing it regularly that sends the wrong signal. Keep compliments general, not appearance focused. Here are some questions to help you evaluate your female friendships. 1. If you got into an actual relationship tomorrow, would this friendship be a problem? 2. If someone who doesn't know both of you watched how you interact, what would they think this is? 3. Are you acting like a boyfriend without the commitment? 4. Is this friendship helping you grow, or is it a distraction from the work you should be doing? Be honest with yourself about those answers, and they will tell you everything you need to know. How you behave around women right now is training you for who you will be in a relationship. The patterns you build in your single season are the ones you bring into your relationship with you. So set the standard now before you need to. Now, as a single guy, if you don't have boundaries for yourself in place, I encourage you to check out this video. Remember, the path is yours to walk. And as always, I'm in your corner, rooting for you.